So it's been quite a bit of time since my last penny hunt and fill episode, mainly because I'm having a hard time finding circulated penny boxes. Typically in these episodes, I like to hunt 2 boxes, but as it stands right now, I only have 1 circulated box to hunt. I'm hoping that this box is good enough to complete the episode, but in the event that it's not, I will be adding another box to it. That being said, stay tuned for Penny Hunt and Field episode number 49, box 84, and maybe 85 if we need it. Hey everyone, it's RobFindsTreasure. Welcome back to my channel. I said everything I need to say in the intro. We have a 1-box penny hunt for now, hoping that it has enough finds. For those of you new to my channel or maybe have not been watching this Penny Hunt and Fill series, I always have a link to the entire playlist starting at box 1, linked both down below as well as pinned up here. For those of you caught up, you'll recall that we have hunted 83 boxes so far, and we have 185 out of 234 cents slotted in the album. Now, I'll go ahead and give a quick peek at the album since I've kind of omitted doing that the last couple of episodes. But obviously, we have most of the modern cents other than a 60 small date and a 70S small date, a couple of steel cents as well. After that, we get down to 1939 and earlier. We have a lot of spots still open and a lot of findable cents in the 30s, but the 30s have eluded us in several boxes lately. Matter of fact, for most of the series. Now that you're caught up, for those that already remember where we're at, we're going to get right to the hunt. I'd like to get at least 1 filler for the album. At worst case, maybe a couple of upgrades, but hopefully at least 10 or more wheat cents in this box. I went ahead and popped the top to make sure it was circulated. It was. Nothing looks great, but I do see a steel looking or maybe a missing plating on a shield cent. Could just be postman damage, could have been treated. We'll get to it when we get to it. It's roll number 8. In the meantime, we're going to grab roll number 1 out and get to hunting. And as many of you know, all of my hunts are done on one of my coin hunt mats. If you have interest in any of my coin hunting mats to help you with your hunts, I always have links to those also pinned down below in the video description, as well as a convenient link up here. All right, let's get to hunting and hope that box 84 is a dandy. Roll number 2 is going to have our first wheat cent, and when I first picked it up and saw that it was a 1944, which I'll show you under the scope, it has that kind of steel rust look to it, but it sounds copper. I went ahead and weighed it. It's 3 grams, so it's definitely copper, not 2.7, but for a second, it had that kind of steel scent look to it, and I thought maybe I missed it. I also checked it. It's not magnetic, so it's not a 1944 steel scent, although that would have been really cool. Just a 44 Philadelphia, one we don't need, one with some corrosion, but we'll take it because it kicks us off. We're on roll number 5, and in case it's a 1-box hunt, figured I'd show the few foreigns I'll probably find in my box. We've got a Canadian cent here, 1978, on the board with a foreign. Roll number 8 had that missing plating zinc cent, or something that looked like it at least, and being a 2021, and looking like it's mostly uncirculated, this could be a partial missing copper plating. Not a lot of value in these, but because it's a 2021 and I don't know how many have been found, I think I'll hold on to it. Definitely looks like it's a plating problem for sure. So we'll hold on to that one. Nice little mint air, most likely, and we'll add it to the collection and get back to the hunt for wheat cents. Well, we're on roll 19. It's been kind of a slow box, but we're going to have our second wheat cent of the hunt. And this one's going to be a 1958 Philadelphia. Roll number 24. Wheat cent number 3. 1956 Denver with a little bit of red still left on it. Roll number 30. We have another Canadian. This time, though, we have a 1989. Roll number 35, and finally we have our 4th wheat cent of the hunt, and this one's going to be a 1953 Denver. Roll number 37, we have wheat cent number 5 of the hunt, and that's a 52 Denver this time. Roll number 38, wheat cent number 6, we have 3 rolls in a row with the Wheatie. And this one's, I think, a 40-something with a mint mark. 1947S Nice seeing a San Francisco mint mark, although we don't need one from 1947. Roll number 46, and we're going to have the 7th wheat cent of the box, but we're rounding out to the last few rolls. And this is a 1945 Philadelphia. I will make mention that even though the wheat cents have been light, man, it's been a pretty good copper cup so far with 4+ rolls to go. Roll number 47, wheat cent number 8. Looks pretty nice, probably in the late 50s. And it is 1958 Denver, last year wheat cent. Roll number 50 is going to give us our 3rd Canadian of the hunt. About what I usually get in a box. Oh, and it's a bird cent. 1967 Centennial bird cent. We'll take that. It's a nice find. Can we squeeze out one more before the end? Well, we finished box 84 of the series. And I'll tell you what, we didn't quite get to the 10 wheat cents. And it was a little bit above average as far as copper goes, which is surprising that we didn't get more wheat cents, but I like to get between 8 and 10 at a minimum, and we got that, but I've been really hoping to get more than 10 lately with some in the 30s, and we didn't get that. The oldest find was in 1944. We got 3 Canadians, 159, 169S, not the DDO, and I already mentioned it. Really good for me on the copper, almost 2/3 of the way up. And we did get that possible missing plating on this 2021 Denver zinc cent. It's not really missing the complete layer, but definitely is lightly plated at worst case, and it still has the mint sheen. So I'm thinking it was definitely lightly plated. I don't think it would qualify for missing plating because there is a little bit of copper kind of on it, and you can see it a little bit on the obverse too, just a little bit of that zinc underneath showing. Either way, I'm going to hold on to it because it's kind of an oddity, and likely just add it to my collection. I was really hoping we'd have a little more finds so I can make it a 1-box hunt, but I don't think this is going to be a long enough video. And after taking a quick look at the finds of the hunt, none of those are going to upgrade or be added to the album for sure. So with that being said, let me see if I can find another box. And if so, I'll add it to this hunt. Otherwise, I'll be back with a wrap up if we don't have another box to hunt. We are lucky. It's the very next day and my bank was able to give me another penny box, of which I popped the top, and to my delight, we have circulated cents. So I'll be able to do a 2-box hunt in this video. I've already done the wrap up. We're just going to pick up where we left off at. Hopefully we fill the copper cup, and hopefully we get something we need for the album. I'll bring you guys in if and when we will find in box number 85. Roll number 63 of the 100 roll hunt, and we finally have a find in this second box. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a wheat cent. It's going to be another Canadian. 1979, 4th foreign so far. Well, it took 19 rolls of box 2, roll 69 of the hunt to get our first wheat cent, but we have one. It is reverse facing, so we get to do a reveal. Hopefully it's older. And it is older. That's going to be a 1919. And I don't think there was a mint mark there that's been scratched away, but it does look a little suspicious. I'll take a closer look at that. But I think it's just a 1919 Philadelphia. It's not in the best shape, but we have a lot of uglier teens wheat cents in the album. Maybe it'll upgrade. Maybe it won't. Maybe it's just a 1919P. I'll double check that. But either way, holy cow. First roll, roll 19, 1919. Maybe that's a good sign of what's to come. I hope. Figured I'd bring it back in because I took a cloth, a lint-free cloth, and just wiped down the front of this 1919 to validate no mint mark. And it's not minted anywhere but Philly. But actually, after wiping it down, it's not in that bad of shape. And it even has a little bit of a woody effect to it. And yeah, a lot better than I thought. There's actually pretty good weed stalks on there. You can see the lines in them decently. And there is what looks like it could have been a lamination error. But there's damage up here. And there's a little bit of damage down at the bottom of the rim. I'm thinking that was just damaged, but could be a slight lamination error either way. I'm still happy with it. A lot better than I thought, and maybe it'll upgrade at worst case, but nice to see, like I said, a teens wheat cent. All right, let's get back to the hunt and find some more wheat cents. Wheat cent number 9 of the hunt. Very next roll, roll 70, and we've got another wheat cent at the front of the roll, about the 4th coin in. And that's another oldie with a mint mark. Is that going to be a 1928S? It is. Okay, we're on to something here. I don't know if we need a 28S. I thought I recently found one, but either way, a 1919P and now a 1928S in decent shape. A little bit of damage, but at the end of the day, two oldies in back-to-back rolls. Let's go box. Oh, and that makes 10 now for the hunt. Roll 74. Wheat cent 11 is facing us, and it's just going to be a 1956 Denver, but we'll take it anyway. Roll 79 is going to give us a dozen wheat cents. Hopefully it's another oldie. It's not that old. 1946 Denver. We're on roll number 88 of the 2-box hunt. Roll 38 of the second box, which has been slow. We've only found 4 wheat cents. Fortunately, we're going to have our 5th one, and I saw a 20-something with a mint mark. And take a look at that. 1925 Denver. So despite the lack of wheat cents in this box, every one has been a really good one. And if I recall, both the 28S and 25D are pretty low mintage. So if we don't have either of them and we could use them, that's a couple of fillers for sure. 1925 Denver. Roll number 88 of the hunt, 13 wheat cents found. Roll number 95, wheat cent number 14. 6th of this box, another 56 Denver. Roll 98 has wheat cent 15 in it. It's more of a modern one, if you will. 1957 Denver. Same roll, and just a few coins later, another 57 Denver. Wheat cent 16. 8 in both boxes. Roll 100, and we're going to have a parting gift, at least one of them, because we've got another wheat cent for wheat cent 17. And it's a 45 Philadelphia. Well, that's going to do it for box 85 of the hunt. I'm glad I picked up another box because even though it only had 9 more wheat cents for 17 total, it had 3 oldies, 2 20s with a mint mark, and a 1919 that could be an upgrader. I'm hoping I need those 3, or at least 2 of them, because they are lower mintage, and we'll get into that if I need them for the book. On top of that, the rest of them were all 40s and 50s as normal. You guys already seen the wrap-up of the missing plating zinc cent. We had 4 Canadians, 3 59s, a couple of nice Lincoln Memorial copper cents, and then 2 69Ss, not the DDOs. Speaking of copper, we pretty much filled the copper cup, and that's a lot for my area, so that made me happy. And for that much copper, I thought we'd see more wheat cents, but I'm not going to get mad at quality over quantity. Let me go ahead and compare the finds to the album. Let's see if we have any additions or upgrades, and I'll be back to show you that. Well, I have compared the finds, guys, and this is a little bit of a surprise for me, and I'm a little excited. First and foremost, we did need a 1928S with only 17 million minted. We filled that spot. We also needed a 25D with only 23 million minted, so we filled a second spot. And then on top of that, like I had mentioned, my 1919s were pretty sight for sore eyes, and even though this is not the perfect scent, it is much nicer than the 1919 Corona one we have in there. Let me pop that one out, plug that one in, and come back with a final look at the album with some final thoughts. All right, we've plugged them in. 187 now out of 234 spots filled. Only leaves us 47 more spots until completion, and that's through 85 boxes. Like I said, I'm super excited to upgrade that 1919. Again, not perfect, but way better than the corrosion one. And hopefully we can find a 1919D to replace that one as well. On top of that, finding a 25D with only 23 million minted and a 28S with 17 million minted are really good finds, which gives me hope that in the next 15 or so boxes leading up to 100 boxes hunted, we might be able to get to 200 total wheat cents found. I could be dreaming, but this box, this hunt, definitely gave me some hope. Speaking of hope, hopefully you guys enjoyed this 2-box hunt. If you did, I'd appreciate that thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting, and thanks for watching.